Why did talks between your party and PK break down ultimately?
Well, I heard your intro. One correction, I was not head of any group. I was a member of the 8-member group. There was no head. And the second correction is there was no breakdown. The presentation, as you said, had impressive data, and he gave his own analysis of the data, which I thought was a very sound analysis of the data. At the end of the presentation, and after we reviewed it, and we formed our own opinion on what are actionable, we offered him a place in the Empowered Action Group. He said that he was not in a position to be part of an Empowered Action Group, and therefore the matter was closed. Now, what other ideas he has, what other opportunities are available, I don't know.
Is it that he didn't want to be part of a group, but that he wanted to have a freer hand to be, in a sense, not accountable to a collective leadership in the Congress and only have a direct channel of communication with the party president?
I don't know, because he did not give any reasons. He said, thank you, it's an honor, but I decline your offer to be a member of the Empowered Action Group.
So when your committee met and discussed his proposals, what was the general sort of consensus within your group? You know, what were the arguments for and against, firstly, his presentation, and then secondly, his own role in the Congress, potentially?
No, we were not discussing his role. We were only reviewing the presentation. And as I said, he has got impressive data, which he has collected over several months, perhaps. And he has his own analytics of the data, the analysis of the data. To me, it was very good. Now, you may agree with some conclusions, you may not agree with some conclusions, but there were several points which are actionable, on which we can take the process forward. And we intend to do that.
There were some reports today that one of the sticking points that emerged was his proposal, reportedly, to have Priyanka Gandhi Vadra as the Congress president, which was not acceptable to a large section of the party, and that's where things broke down. Is there any truth in that?
Wrong.
Completely wrong.
I didn't hear anything of that in the time I spent with the group with him. I did not hear anything of that.
In the draft presentation that was leaked to the media a few days ago from last year, one of his interesting ideas was to have Mrs. Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, as the Congress president, but to create the post of a working president, in which he said should ideally be a non-Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi heading a parliamentary board, and Priyanka Gandhi as General Secretary Coordination. Was that the proposal that he gave you as well?
I did not hear any such proposal in the presentation. The presentation was confined to data and the analysis of the data.
Didn't it talk about who should lead the Congress party?
No, that was not part of the presentation.
At all?
Well,
now,
to the best of my knowledge and recollection.
So why do you think, I mean, in your view, why do you think then it didn't work out with him?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he wants to still retain his independence as a consultant advisor. See, after all, he is advising several other political parties, or he or his organization, IPAC, is advising. In fact, they signed an agreement with the TRS the day before we made the offer. I believe he is continuing to advise the Trinamool Congress. He's perhaps advising Jagan Reddy, the YRCP. I don't know. But he probably wants to retain his independent advisory role with other political parties. But this is speculation. I don't know really the answer to your question.